Hello, listeners. Welcome to First and Last. I am Josh, and with me today to finish off the First and Last summer camp is Joe.
Hey, man.
And Jimmy.
It's the end of summer.
It's the end of summer.
Oh, wait, that's bad. That's awful.
Yeah, no one's happy about that.
Let's go back to school.
You started reading it really like it was just a rainy, like, Fireside.
Yeah, so for those of you that aren't in the room currently with us, it's storming out.
That's
So if
actual. That's not sound edits.
Yeah.
That's actual thunder.
I'm not editing in thunder. It's real, baby.
So we're going to tell some ghost stories and, like, shut out the lights.
Watching Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Does
Oh.
anybody have any ghost stories? Have you guys had any ghost encounters in your life? Do you believe in ghosts just in general?
If I did, I don't know that it happened.
Okay, so Jimmy's no.
I don't know, man.
It's a no for me, dog.
The scientist in me says, nah. Or even, like, the religious person in me would say, like, there's no way that God would allow this, right?
This atrocity.
It's like, hey, you're dead. But you could just hang out on Earth for a little bit if you want to just, like, haunt around, right?
He allowed the Holocaust,
But
but
you were
you
raised
won't...
like Catholic, right? So like you believe in monsters and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's different from ghosts.
and magic.
Oh yeah, good point.
So I
That's a good
guess
point.
whatever God I worship, whether it's the God of science or the God of
Oh,
Christianity,
White
like
Claw.
none of it would allow ghosts. I guess the God of White Claw might allow ghosts.
Oh my god, the god of White Claw is a ghost.
What?
I don't know.
this is getting weird on the late time Fireside.
I've just heard a lot of good ghost
Thunderstorm
stories, and I'm
chat.
like into ghost stories, but I don't.
I've heard them.
I don't really feel like
I'm
I've.
skeptical every time.
I don't think you don't really go like leave a ghost story and be like, ooh, like I'm terrified. But like, I don't know, they're just fun. They're just fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll
Agreed.
watch YouTube videos of like when people go walk through old abandoned places
Mm-hmm.
in hopes that there's a ghost. But then when you see a YouTube video, then you're like, well, then that was just their friend running around or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really.
Right.
There's that MTV show where they would like take people
Oh,
like Blair Witch style
Yeah.
into like a haunted place, and they have to
they
like,
would just
do
scare them.
challenges.
Yeah, they would.
Mm.
Yeah, it was
Cribs.
like
Fear, I think. MTV's Fear.
Yeah, was it just called Fear?
Yeah, I think so.
Fear cribs.
And that's the show we're doing.
Haunted celebrities.
That's the show we're doing
houses.
today. MTV's Fear.
Just
Nice.
close out summer camp, our series of kids shows.
I mean, Are You Afraid of the Dark would have been a good show. So hindsight's 2020. But
I looked for it and I couldn't
That one's not-
stream it.
It's not
readily.
really sequential either, so
No,
It's true.
not at all.
I guess the Midnight Society might like stay the same, and might have some
yeah, we could
character
just
development.
bets on what kids in the Midnight Society banged each other and stuff.
Oh jeez.
Is that?
Oh
That's
jeez.
just-
But probably all.
That's
of them,
just
right?
some heavy. That's really
Talking about
not.
off camera or
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
What are
That's not really watching the TV show. That's just some heavy internet research.
is there a Where Are They Now on the Are You Afraid of the Dark kids?
Which one is pregnant from the other person from the Midnight Society?
I bet there is. I found one for Alex Mack
Yeah.
that time
That's
when we
what I'm
watched that a
We
few
did-
weeks ago. Remember?
Yeah. It was like
I remember
a
that.
week or two ago.
Good times.
But today we're continuing on the road that we call Power Rangers.
Ranger Road.
Ranger Road. You said that better than I did. And we're watching Power Rangers Zeo, number 3 in the Power Rangers saga.
So we've done
Yeah.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which
Correct.
is the one everyone's familiar with, and then after that was Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was like maybe 10 or 15 episode series.
It was
It was
10.
a 10 episode 2-week long series.
Okay. And then this follows that.
Yep.
Yeah. This is technically the 4th season of Rangers, according to Wikipedia.
Because like the original one had 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, actually, what I have right now is I have the finale write up for Alien Rangers.
Oh,
Oh, good.
nice. I like that.
Forgot.
Catch us up.
There's like people like dying in a swimming pool or something.
Yeah, there was.
And the
And
Yeah.
that's why I have it. So, what happened at the end was called Hog Day Afternoon Part 2, just FYI. Aisha's quest, she was the Yellow Ranger.
Okay.
Aisha's quest ends, but she wants to stay in Africa to help sick animals. She sends a young girl named Tanya back in her place with the final piece of the Zeo crystal. The alien rangers defeat the Hydro Hog. Earth is rotated forwards in time, and all the damage caused by Master Vile's Orb of Doom is erased. The planet is now back where it belongs in time, and all the Power Rangers are restored to their original ages. And Tanya has also grown into a beautiful young teenager. Because remember, Tanya is from the past, and Aisha just sent her to the future so she could stay in Africa.
Like, you go take my place.
Yeah.
Let's switch.
Right.
And so that girl literally never grew up.
Yeah.
She just was all of a sudden grown up. As to Aisha, she herself is now a teenager again, somehow in the past, and is living in Africa. But then Rito, which is Rita's brother, he's like the camouflaged skeleton guy,
Skeletor.
and Goldar steal the now complete Zeo crystal, and the command center blows up.
Oh, that's how it ends. The command center is blown up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just read it, so I'll just say it for everybody so we don't fuck up on things. It says, note, this is the last appearance of Aisha. So
she doesn't make
she
it.
apparently is not in
They just
Power Rangers
ditch her
ever anymore.
Immediately.
Sure. Well, who's even in Power Rangers at this point from like the original cast? Is it
Billy.
just Billy?
Alpha
And
5.
Tommy, right? Well,
Well,
Tommy's
yeah.
in like everything.
Tommy's, I feel like that dude is in so many Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
like
Billy
his
and
main
Tommy,
gig.
but everyone else is gone.
Alpha 5?
Yeah, because
Or did he blow
there's,
up?
I mean,
there's
and
a guy
Zordon.
named Rocky, and it's not Jason,
Marie.
it's Adam. He's the Red Ranger now.
Okay.
All right.
And then now it's Tanya, the Yellow Ranger, and that Australian girl, I forgot her name. She's the Pink Ranger.
Gotcha. Catherine? Cat?
All right. It
Maybe,
was her
yeah,
birthday.
maybe that's it. That sounds-
Cat? I like
yeah.
Cat.
Okay.
I like it.
Alright.
We'll call
Sounds
her
good.
Cat.
Cool.
And if
So
that's not her
Zeo
name,
Crystal
then screw
saves
that.
the day or something.
Well, so
They turn back into their teenage selves because of the Zeo dude.
and so the
Geo
command
dude.
center blew up, and they presumably the bad guys have the Zeo crystals.
And the next series is called Zeo.
Yeah, which
so
it
it seems important.
yeah, right.
You're right. Okay. And this is the first time that it's not Mighty Morphin, right? It's just Power Rangers Zeo.
let me go
pretty
to
sure.
my other computer tab on the google.com.
Yeah.
According to this, is just called Power Rangers Zeo. Yes.
So does that mean like they're not gonna say
Nah, they're totally
it's
no.
Morphin time? Are they gonna say something else? Like
I think. Well, I mean, maybe they don't say it's morphin time, but they definitely
Mm-hmm.
are gonna like say like, "Blah, blah," and then like yell something. I think they yell.
well, they're gonna yell. They're gonna yell something, but
It's
it's
Zeo
Morphin time is how
plays-
they get started.
All right, cool. Right now, what do they yell when they morph?
Zeo me up.
Why do you say things you know are wrong,
It sounds.
Joe?
I don't know why that sounds
I don't know why that sounds worse than it's Morphin time.
right. It does.
I'm gonna say they yell Zeo Crystal activate.
Okay.
It's so stupid that I think it could be right.
It's just like hyper technical. Like Billy got to come up with a catchphrase, so that's what he came up
They
with.
were like, "Hey, Billy, what would you like to call it? Zeo Crystal activate?"
Did they ever morph this last time?
They
They
were
did
like,
eventually, didn't they? Like, I'm wondering.
In that
I'm wondering
episode?
because like, do they have like different animals and stuff now? Are they dinos? Are they? What is Zeo? Is that? Are they gonna have new? Probably just suits, right?
new Zords for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
know what they would be because I know there's Power Rangers Turbo, and those are
Right.
like trucks and stuff,
Which is next,
Okay.
I think.
trucks and cars and whatnot.
So there's a
and
theme for Zeo.
And at some point, they have like ninja stuff,
yeah, I
but
thought they're
they're-
already ninja'd out. by
but
this
they're
point.
not. But they're not like their ninja powers is like it's like they're humans they fight, and then they can go like 0.5 and be like ninjas.
Oh yeah.
But that doesn't really like change.
that's like straight putty fights.
Yeah, they're
That's,
just
like,
fighting.
all that
Yeah,
is
and then for
for-
some reason, then they fight the boss for like 4 seconds, and then they're like, "Oh, maybe we should like change again," and then they transform again. But I don't know if that is Zeo or that had been the end of the Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay. I want to say
Will
that the latter. I think we're gonna get all new stuff, brand new series, they're gonna get bestowed upon new things. It's Zeo time, is what I'm going with.
Right. So their Zords are just crystals. No.
Yeah,
It's pizza time.
different rock forms.
I could see their Zords being like mythical like creatures still, but not dinosaurs anymore.
Okay.
So like a unicorn or like or like that
a Sasquatch.
yeah, I mean
Loch Ness monster.
something like that. Like like something like a unicorn or and a dragon and that
What's
kind
that
of stuff.
thing with like the dog with 3 heads?
Cerberus.
The Cerberus.
That'd be dope. That sounds like a pretty cool Megazord if you're
Okay.
asking me. So I think
Would that be 3 people in one Zord?
oh, that could be like one of the Mega Megazords, like
that's my question.
because
Yeah,
remember
is
they
that a
had
Megazord?
what was the Brontosaurus
mini
that
Meg?
came out of the ocean?
Oh, that guy's bomb. The
Yeah.
white thing that came when like White Tommy went.
Well, I mean, he's the White Ranger, and in all
the
fairness,
White Ranger.
he's white. So.
Yeah, and he
You're
had
fine.
like his
You're
flute. Didn't he like blow his flute for that or something?
That was
He
for
had
the
this weird
Dragon
dagger
Zord.
flute.
That was for his Dragon
Has
Zord.
the dagger.
When he
For
was
the
a Green
Dragon
Ranger.
Sword.
So-
Ah.
Because it went Green Ranger, and then it went White Ranger. So Tommy is still in this as the White Ranger? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know, because maybe Zeo gives him a whole new shade.
I don't think there
think
is
he's
something
gold.
over after the
Ooh,
White
I
Ranger.
bet he turns gold at some point. Gold
He's
Ranger.
for sure.
Like he goes Super Saiyan,
Zeo
but for
gold.
Power Ranger?
Mhm.
I think gold too, because I think in this one it's all elemental. I think we're going like periodic table.
Oh, there's gonna be like a Cobalt Ranger.
There's for sure a Cobalt Ranger. There's an Iron Ranger. There's like a Granite. Is that a? That's just rock. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
thinking.
Granite.
I'm thinking Geo again. Limestone and Granite Rangers.
Phosphorus
For sure.
Ranger. Hydrogen Ranger.
Oh. Okay. Well,
I like sciencey Rangers. That's
gold
fun.
would actually be a terrible. It's like super malleable
it's
and
like
be a
alu-
horrible ranger to be.
It's a great
aluminum
conductor, though.
Ranger.
Oh, it's like an electric.
Mm.
Anyway, speaking of Frasier,
Wait, what? Did you finish it yet?
Oh man.
no, I'm so close. I actually just got to season 11 and like maybe a week or so ago, and the first episode of season 11. It's almost worth, Joe, like wherever you are, just jump to
No, all of
episode
it.
1, season 11, because it's amazing.
Oh,
You would have
man.
missed nothing at all, and it's like the whole episode is just so fantastic. It's perfect.
Well, Joe doesn't have internet because he just moved, so all he's been watching is apparently Christmas episodes of Frasier.
Yeah, because we
Mm.
have the
Oh, it's-
DVD
yeah.
of Christmas Frasier episodes.
That's amazing.
Which is just ridiculous. But they're great. Christmas Frasier's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Do we have any other like Power Rangers predictions before we jump in? Silence is
I'm thinking.
Golden
can I just
Ranger.
throw out like an Alpha 6? I think he's blown up. I think,
this
or
is
maybe
the
like
new Alpha.
of a 5-point, like they're beta testing.
I'm gonna go with Zordon's not in this first episode, but I think he's
like
gonna
I can't
be
reach him.
Yeah, because like he is like
Interdimensional
his- yeah,
space-time tube is
his tube's broken.
Okay.
He's just in the
test
wherever
tube.
Zordon's ether is.
It's got a crack.
I
in
think
it.
there's a cameo from a classic Ranger, like Trini or something.
So like obviously not Billy, just
Yeah.
Anybody but Billy and Tommy.
Anybody-
because
yeah.
Billy will
Okay,
be
cool.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. No Zordon, somebody besides Billy and Tommy,
All right.
and Gold Ranger.
I also
for Jimmy.
think no.
Pants.
Bulk and Skull. What are their names?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
Bulk,
right?
Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, I think no Bulk and Skull
Just at all in this
in
episode?
this episode.
Okay, cool,
No, man.
sweet.
I
All
feel
right.
like I'd put down money on them being for sure in this episode.
Well, let's morph ourselves into the show.
They don't say that anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see you after we watch this episode of TV then. Okay, bye. The apocalypse is upon us. The Power Rangers are running. What shall they do but fight with their Zeo powers? We are back.
And we're back.
All right.
Was that the descript?
No. I don't know. I do have a description though for everybody who watched the first episode of part 1 or whatever of Power Rangers Zeo. The teens can hardly believe what they've seen. The command center for years, their sanctuary from the devious Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed, lies in ruins before them. The fate of their friend, Alpha 5, and their mentor, Zordon, uncertain. It looks like this is truly the end of the Rangers. But the end is always a new beginning. Meanwhile, Zed and Rita's celebration comes to a screeching halt when the Machine Empire arrives, intent on conquering Earth. Fleeing for their lives, Zed and Rita are forced to move in with Master Vile in the M51 galaxy.
I feel like we didn't even quite get that far.
We didn't. They were still like talking to her dad,
chatting.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what happened on part 1 of A Zeo Beginning. We forgot to mention it is a two-parter episode. But this one happened on April 20th, 1996, and the second part happened on the 23rd.
So does that mean 420 was a Friday? So they premiered this on a Friday and then
waited till Monday to.
Yeah, because it was on probably
weird.
on a Friday, because I know it was a Monday,
TGIF.
Tuesday, and Wednesday is the next ones that happened.
yeah,
Okay.
That's
So
the air
that
dates
makes
for them.
sense.
premiered it on a Friday.
Makes sense.
I think that would be, because it would be weird if it appeared on a Monday and then they played it on Saturday. I don't know. So,
So
I got a lot of thoughts.
yeah. So first of all, like the intro. Well, same theme song,
Okay.
the tried and true.
I hope they never change it. I hope we get to like Power Rangers in space fighting dinosaurs, and it's still Go-Go Power Rangers
With a talking dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, how can you change it? The song is perfect.
I mean,
It's a
Yeah.
perfect composition.
Unless they lose the power part of the Rangers, right? Is there one where it's no longer Power Rangers? It's like Zeo Crystal
weak
Rangers or
Rangers.
something? Or...
Well, we didn't get it, so they never morphed this episode at all.
No,
I feel like
they lost their
from like the
belts in
first and last that we've watched so far, there's been like pretty minimal morphing.
Yeah,
Man,
we are
like,
literally watching.
Nothing happened.
We've been watching for the last 2 episodes of the Power Rangers that we've seen. We watched kids run around.
I
Yeah.
cannot believe they aired this 2-parter on 2 different days because it was the biggest setup for, no action at all.
It seems
Yeah,
silly.
no action.
Except for on the evil side.
There's a lot of like plot
BRB.
and like setting up scenarios, and that was about it.
Yeah, it seems silly just that they're 20-minute episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, why not just have a full hour of Power Rangers? Like, they were huge, right?
Yeah.
I think they were big.
I mean, at this point, I was already out, so I don't even know.
Oh, I mean, we're 96.
Yeah.
I'm 11. Yeah, I already don't care.
Yeah, right.
Crazy,
Like,
right?
it's crazy to think about how like you think back and you think like Power Rangers is such a big deal for your childhood, but then you realize it was like only for about a year, and then you're on to the next thing.
Yeah, but like years were really long when you were a kid.
Yeah, that's when you were 8 years old. A year was an eighth of your life, whereas like now 4 years is an eighth of your life.
Sad bananas. Oh man, yeah, I guess. I think I can't recall much Zeo, but I feel like I watched some Power Rangers Turbo. Or maybe I just remember the trucks. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never been a car guy, but
To me, like Power Rangers like, stopped existing after like, I got a little bit of White Ranger when he was like, did he have some sort of lion or wolf or what was his original Zord?
well, his White Ranger Zord was like a Tiger Zord.
Tiger, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's like the last like new Ranger thing I remember.
I think I saw some Turbo stuff, and I saw some like they went to space.
Okay.
But I don't like know anything about them going to space.
Mhm.
I think there's literally one called just Power Rangers in Space. I think that's when they went to space. So like, who knows? Did you get our pizza, Jimmy?
Yeah, and wings.
Nice.
Looks a fan.
Oh,
freaking tastic.
let's move this second part along.
Are we done? Did
We're
we do
done.
it? What did we?
We've already did predictions.
What did I
We're done.
miss?
Nope.
Did we do characters at all?
No, not at all. But first, we each had 3 kind of predictions for the first episode.
Oh yeah.
One was Jimmy. You said no Bulk and Skull. They were there.
Yeah.
Joe, you said a classic Ranger cameo.
No.
No classic Ranger cameo. And I said no Zordon. There was
You
no
son of a bee.
Zordon.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead though. I think.
Oh,
my
absolutely
God,
not.
No chance.
He's not even really there,
I
right?
don't. There's a Power Rangers that is being made today, and
Mhm.
I'll bet that Zordon's in that.
Isn't that like a remix though? Isn't that like a prequel? Not a prequel. What do you
A
call
reboot?
that? Yeah, reboot. Isn't it a reboot?
I mean, we'll get there when we get there,
I
Jimmy.
guess.
Yeah.
I
All right.
guess.
Yeah.
Power
Okay.
Rangers reboot.
We'll power through these
Um,
Ranger episodes, and we'll get there eventually. Hey, I mean, we're on episode 45, and it's only our third Power Rangers. We're taking it easy. We don't want to wear anybody out.
That can't be right.
It is. What's
Only 45?
45 episodes? Yeah, dog. We
This
do
is the
it.
45th. Oh, of first and last.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Power Rangers. I'm like, there's so many
Oh, like the
in
original.
those first two seasons.
The original Power Rangers is like 200 episodes or something like that. It's like crazy.
It's outrageous.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
because
skipped
it's
a
like
lot.
one a day for a year.
Yeah.
A weekday. Speaking of which, this aired in 96,
Yep.
right? I don't
Mhm.
think did
April.
we say that?
Nope.
I don't think.
I did.
Oh, we said that 420.
Yep. 420. Blaze up, brah.
I was just looking. I was really wondering. Some of the characters seem so old to me.
Well, you
And
did see Billy, and you say, "You're 30."
Billy looks 30. I didn't look him up. I will though. But I just wanted to look up. So Bulk and Skull also look pretty old to me.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think they are
27.
in this episode?
Like their actual age,
Actual age.
27.
Bulk or Skull.
Yeah, I'd say they're both 30.
Bulk was 25 and Skull was 22 when this aired.
Bulk's
Yeah.
the big one, right?
Well,
Be a
Yeah.
name.
yeah. I refuse to answer it.
How old is Billy?
I'm
Well, what year did the original Mighty Morphin air?
I don't have that
95?
information.
so like
94?
90.
Yeah. No later than
For-
93.
Yeah.
No earlier.
I'm just
sorry.
wondering how long it's been that these actors have been working on this show, because Billy's like really phoning it in. Just like every line he has, he's just like, "Oh no, Zordon,
I'm smart. Should I build a machine?
Zach, look out!" Like he's
So Billy wasn't
really
even
phoning it in.
30. He was like 27.
Okay, so older than Bulk and Skull.
Older than me in
He
1996.
looks 30 at least.
He's an adult.
He looks
yeah.
as old as Josh for sure.
I am 30.
That's a lie.
I'm in my 30s.
You're a liar. What else we got?
So a Machine King comes to attack
Oh yeah,
the moon?
he's the new big bad. He's even
Machine-
bigger
King
and badder.
Mondo is what the IMDb
Oh,
lists.
okay.
They said it like once, but they said it so fast.
I wrote Machine King equals War on the Moon.
It's like a machine Hitler,
Yeah.
and he's got some machine cronies and like a machine lover.
Was that
So Ava Braun is what I assume.
Was
her
anyone
name
else
is.
like kind of bummed out by this guy? Like,
Yeah,
I just feel like going from Lord Zed to this guy, it's like, I don't know, like Lord Zed like looks like he's jacked and he's got this like terrifying skull face. And you're just
Yeah.
going to this like kind of fat.
I remember
like,
thinking
machine guy.
he was like the like badass
Yeah.
evil guy
I
Mhm.
when I was a kid.
I kind of think that like his look is dumb. Like
Who's King Mondo?
the
or-
King, yeah, the
Oh,
King
for
dude.
sure.
His
Yeah.
look is
He
dumb.
looks like a walking watch.
But I'm into this like there's a mega army
Okay.
because like Zed and Rita like just made
Yeah, they
things
just
in
made
their
little
lab,
monsters out of
so they
clay.
just had whatever they made.
Mhm.
But this guy is
Sure.
like coming with like the force of 1,000 moons.
He's just got robots.
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm cool with that. He's a big fat. Like how is a robot fat? That's stupid.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Like he's a fat robot.
I did not question
built
that,
that
at
way.
all.
Why would you build a fat robot?
Because you wanted him to look intimidating.
Maybe the person was made in the maker's own image. Maybe the robot lord is also.
I'm gonna go with we're never gonna know who the maker is. Ever.
Is that a prediction?
Sure. Yeah, Jimmy, I predicted in the last episode that they won't reveal the maker of the machines.
Oh, I think King Mondo's gone. I think he's dead and gone.
You think so?
Prediction 1.
Oh man.
Also, so like
how many episodes?
So like
is this?
more than half the episode, I feel like. I don't know.
It's a lot. I think.
Oh,
I think
thought I saw 50.
50?
You-
Oh, that's even less.
Talk
than
among
I thought,
yourselves, and I'll
actually.
figure it out. But one thing I thought was like, this is a talking point you guys can talk about while I look at how many episodes there were. How convenient that Goldar and Rito left the Zeo crystal. Just left it. Like
They
they
dropped
don't even.
them. They're kind of bumbling. They also didn't remember who they were. I don't know what that was about.
There was a weird. Yeah, they were just like in
They
an
were very
alley.
They were
50
confused
50
and
episodes.
hungry.
Humans were taking the
50.
garbage out in one season,
In Zeo.
and but it's like 50 episodes and it's one season. Do you know?
It runs from April to November of that year.
Yeah, April to November
so I
of
would hope
'96.
it's only.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Oh,
insane.
interesting. Wow, they were just doing a whole new thing every year
Just
then?
churning these
Constantly.
things out.
Dang, gotta get those
It
toys
It
out.
must have been super
Saban.
cheap to make, I guess. Like, you would think you could just air like one of these like per week.
Yeah. Well, it was. They were doing it all in like Japan, and then they were just shipping the footage over here and doing and dubbing stuff.
No wonder Billy's so out of it. He's already filmed 100 of these
Oh,
episodes.
he's phoned. Yeah, that check's already in the mail by the time he's.
I'm hoping they made a ton of money. This is like just the actors.
Yeah.
I
Well, like,
don't
does
think-
like Billy still show up at like
Isn't that
Comic Con,
why,
like signing autographs as the Blue Ranger? Or
Isn't that like why they killed off some of the original Rangers? Is because they like wouldn't like redo their contracts to like
it's
give the actors more money?
Yeah, it's similar to Game of Thrones. Power Rangers, very similar to Game of Thrones. Like
yeah,
the
I've heard that.
actors
Lot
have
of
they've done
incest
so many
and-
seasons, and after so many, they're like, you need me to be in the show, so now you have to pay me more money because my contract's over. They have to pay him more, and after like 200 episodes of the first one, they're probably like,
yeah.
pay me more money, and they're like, or we could just kill you because you literally don't matter. Your color matters: blue, red, yellow. That's all that matters.
Get out of my
Yeah.
office, Yellow.
Yeah,
I have a feeling
it's
that
weird when they did that to Trini though, because she
well,
was an
Trini,
Asian.
and then Trini literally died.
Oh no.
I would say I would say the only thing that bugs me now, and I don't, it probably doesn't even change now. I just think mask technology needs to be better. I think their costumes
Well.
look good, but it's just like a dude wearing a mask and he's like talking and like it's like
Yeah.
it's like if you were talking but you like it just had your mouth open and
I
you could
feel-
somehow just
I
talk
feel
with
like
your
they
mouth
were
open.
better with that in some of Alien Rangers too. Wasn't it Alien Rangers that had like they were actually wearing more like makeup stuff
Well,
and
yeah,
less
they did.
suit stuff?
The Alien Rangers were like, yeah, you could pretty much. I mean, they had
Just
like
had
big
that
prosthetics.
heads.
one lady. you
They had
could
like
just-
big heads, but you could see like their mouths
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what it was.
it'd just be cool if they were spending money on like like makeup to make their face
well, you know,
made up.
especially
Like,
that Goldar.
you just-
They've had that's just that same costume.
Yeah, you
they've
just
been
gotta
using.
keep going with the Goldar. You can't just like switch seasons and all of a sudden Goldar's
I
got a
mean-
human face.
I mean, yeah, I
All of a
guess
sudden,
it's-
Goldar looks super good. He's
that's
different.
way more horrifying.
this is true, but it's just like if they
that's
like
true.
did up like Worf in like Star Trek,
Yeah.
like forever. They gave him like ridges and like
Great
painted like
reference.
everything. They can like paint Goldar's face blue and then give him like a bigger chin or like something, and
Okay.
and they
So
could,
it'll still mostly look like Goldar, but it'll actually like move with his mouth.
yeah. I'm just saying like.
I will say though that the plus side to like these weird like floppy mouth mask guys is it kind of obscures like Rita's bad like what's the word I'm looking for here, overdubbing,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
because like the Rita stuff is clearly taken from like the Japanese show and like
Well, because they even
Yeah.
they overdub like that because they
Her
overdub like
voice,
that.
her smoker's voice does not match.
Well, there's the
her
blue-
mouth
There's
moving.
the blue guy who he's
Babu.
yeah,
yeah
Babu.
yeah him. He like talks and he's like, you don't match at all. You're
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
you're moving your
Ah.
mouth clearly and I can see it and it's not what you're saying.
So as a viewer, you're just kind of like, oh, the bad guys talk weird.
Also
I guess
remember,
that's a thing.
also
Yeah.
remember, we're 11 right now and we already don't care.
I'm 8.
You're and you don't care? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I to be honest, I did not care watching this until you started you brought it up. I was just back in 96 like
I'm
this is
just-
great.
I'm just trying to ruin.
I think their mouths match perfectly even though they're not moving.
Yeah, this is right. This is how the Power Rangers talk. But yeah, okay, well, whatever. Those
Cool.
are all my notes that I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe, I know you didn't write anything down.
I mean, you know,
Like nothing happened.
yeah. I just had the thoughts.
No,
about,
it really was I think this was going to be a very like backloaded
yeah.
two-parter.
I will
They had,
say
like,
though,
the journey.
well, I did notice like as much as Billy, the character Billy, as much as the actor who plays him is super out of it, the actor who plays who's
Tommy?
the other one? Yeah, the actor who plays Tommy is real
So
into it. He's
into
like,
it.
this is my moment. I'm like, he like took acting
I
lessons
need this
and he's
to
trying
launch
to do this.
myself
Yeah.
into another career.
He's taking
bad.
this very seriously.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident the guy who plays Tommy
Uh-huh.
is like in as many Power Rangers as they would let him be in.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think he's in all of them. I think he's the only one who's in all of them.
I think he's just
By the end, he's just writing and directing.
I
them.
wouldn't.
He's just like
I'm not surprised.
producing them.
He's probably in
That
Power
would
Rangers
be
today. He's like, no, I'll
amazing.
do it. You're like, you're 45. He's like, I can still fight.
He's
I'm
legally
gonna
changed his
Wikipedia.
name
I'm
to
gonna
Tommy.
check his wiki page.
Call me
we're gonna
Tommy
find
now.
out.
Call me Tommy. He's like, your
Hey,
name
Tommy.
is Dave.
Come on to the show, Tommy.
It's Tommy.
Tweet at
now.
us.
He legally
FNL podcast.
He legally changed his name to Tommy. Also, I remembered who you're supposed to be tweeting at, and we haven't been doing it. We need to be
Oh.
tweeting at Bryan Cranston
Oh,
because I
Right.
still think
'Cause-
he'll be on our podcast one day.
because he was in
'Cause
the
he's in-
original Power Rangers.
And we just keep
suits.
doing Bryan Cranston shows.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
So we got to get on that.
gotta support. Gotta support the man.
All right, let's do predictions.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time for predictions.
Yes,
I
please.
got.
Yeah, what do you got, Joe? Lay it on us.
Number one, I noticed there's so many bad guys. When I noticed that when they were like walking across the moon or whatever, there's just so many of them.
Lots.
And then they added a whole new set of bad guys. I'm just like, some of these guys got to go. So I'm putting my money on Lord Zed is gone, which is a bummer because he's the coolest
Ooh,
looking.
I hate that.
But yeah, I think he is gone for sure by the
That
last
is
episode.
literally my second prediction.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zed is dead.
You
Zed's
are,
dead. Zed's
you are
dead, baby.
Heartless
I-
people.
Zed's dead.
I think he's the coolest one, and so I think that's what they
That's
do.
who you kill. All right.
Does he say baby? Is it honey? Zed's dead.
What are you talking about?
Zed's dead, baby.
Is it
Zed's
baby?
dead. I think so.
It's from
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Bruce Willis. Watch a movie.
I'm busy watching shows, man.
Maybe he says boo boo. Anyways, number two, the entire episode is in space. There's nothing on Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
You know the next one's Turbo, and it's about cars, right?
They bring it. Well, it's about
Tokyo
Mars.
Drift.
Mars cars. Number three, Bulk and Skull are in the episode, and they somehow help the Rangers to do whatever they're doing in the last
God, they
episode.
better help eventually,
And
right?
if you combine that with the last prediction, like that means Bulk and Skull are in space. So get ready for astronaut Bulk and Skull.
I don't know why that's so good.
Well, like they're cops
That's-
already. Like they might as well be astronauts. Why not?
That's absolutely hilarious.
My last prediction is that we're calling the Pink Ranger Cat.
Whose chopper is this?
Zed's.
Who's Zed?
Zed's dead, baby.
Baby.
Zed's dead.
There it is.
Oh, okay. That's when Bruce Willis is on the motorcycle.
Yeah,
got it.
Zed's chopper.
He got copyright striked, but it's whatever.
We were saying the Pink Ranger's name is Cat.
Yeah, we keep saying that. We never confirmed
Not
it.
confirmed, but I think that Tommy and Cat are a thing, and it's like apparent in this episode. So maybe Cat's captured and Tommy has to save her, but either way, it's like clear that they're like together.
A little Tomcat action.
Ooh,
Is that why?
hey there, Tomcat.
Hey there, Tomcat.
Yikes.
All right, I got 4, and I'm gonna
Her
lay
name's
them on
Kat.
you. Nice. Number 1, Battle of the Baddies.
Her name is also actually Catherine Sutherland,
Oh wow, they.
Her real name?
but her character name is Catherine with a K. Cat Hillard.
That, my friends, is TV writing at its finest. Battle of the Baddies is my first one.
Okay.
So we started a war against the bad people. What I think is going to happen is that the Power Rangers are doing that thing where they actually are helping one set of bad guys to defeat the other bad guys.
Okay.
So that's what I think is like kind of happening.
Throwing caution
like
to the
it.
wind.
The Power Rangers are on the side of a bad guys to
of
help them.
which?
I'm not going to say that for my prediction, but I would assume, not counting predictions, I would assume they're on Rita's side to help try to fight the machines.
That makes
worst.
more sense.
Because the machines are
They're
obviously
on the
more of a
lesser
threat.
evil.
Yes.
Man, if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna go write a Tommy and Zed team up fanfic.
Can't wait.
Look at our Facebook page for Joe's fanfic coming soon. Number
comic
2,
strip.
Zed is dead, baby. Zed is dead.
Zed's dead.
Wow.
Number 3,
Monsters.
I stole it from Joe. Return of a Classic Ranger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
I like it.
And like not including
Not
Tommy and Billy.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're already there.
All
And then third, I'm going with, because we didn't see the Zords, we call like a splash of them, but I'm still sticking with my original thought of the Zords that they have for Zeo are mythical in some manner.
Well, yeah. I mean, we saw that
Well,
there's a
so
Sphinx
here's the deal.
spot.
Here's the deal. This is what I'm going
Sphinx
with.
Zord.
We saw Sphinx one, okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm not counting that one. If we see any of the other ones,
Okay.
and they all form, like, they all look like they're all mythical, and
Uh-huh.
it fits within that box,
Yeah.
I'm going to take it, but I'm only going to take a half a point.
So
I hope
what's-
it's like 4 mythical Zords and then like a snake. And it's like, well, snakes are real. You lose.
If I can prove that it's a mythical snake, then I'm going to take it. But if I can take it, since we already saw Sphinx, I said it before,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to continue to say it, but I'll only take a half a point if it's right.
Okay.
Just for...
Half point per dick.
Yeah. So I'm
like it.
I'm only betting 3.5 points right now.
Cool.
I like the.
I feel like in season 3 we should do predictions, but if your prediction is
Wager
wrong,
points?
you go down a point.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit! Like Jeopardy style.
Yeah.
But
But we'll get there when we get there.
so we had. I had new horoscope suits. But I feel like
What does that mean?
I feel like okay, this is what I think. I think their suits and powers are more around like constellation style horoscope themed things.
It's a cool theme.
That's a
I'll
cool
give
theme.
you that.
Thank you.
I like the idea.
That's okay, that's the number 1. Number 2 is Machine King is dead and gone. I think they've defeated
Okay.
him.
Ooh, you don't even think he's in it.
I don't think he's in it. I feel like that war was like upon them at the moment. So like I feel like they had to have wrapped that up by now.
I mean, it is 50 episodes. A lot can happen.
Number 3. Rita / Zed and gang have a cool new layer.
Okay.
I think
Like on Jupiter instead of the moon.
I don't think it's like a planet anymore. I think maybe it's like some sort of like a battleship. Maybe they stole like a
Oh.
cruiser from
The Machine King.
the Machine King.
Oh, like they have like a Star
They
Destroyer
have like
now.
a star. Yeah, they're just on like maybe it's planet shaped, but
Okay.
it's like no moon.
And that's
It's a
why
space
they got to
station.
get cars
Yeah.
to chase him in Turbo. Yeah.
Okay, and then I think the Rangers have this is number 4. I think the Rangers have transformed into old people.
The opposite of what
And they're trying to figure out. They're trying to get a different crystal to go back in
Oh
time.
man. What a terrible yet likely idea.
I think they're gonna bookend it.
From the last season. Listeners, if you haven't watched for some reason or listened to our Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers
bastards.
episode, listen to that and you'll know what happens because the Power Rangers were kids back then. Because
Well, now they
Kids.
don't have to go back and listen to it.
God, I just
We'll never get those plays now.
I just hope they
Who's
fucking
gonna stream that episode now?
transform.
Yeah, I want to see some action.
I'm gonna have to watch a middle episode just to see a fucking Power Ranger. All right, let's dive into this. Let's see these old Power Rangers fight. They're old no matter what. So,
Yeah.
but they gotta be grandpa old to count Jimmy. All right, we'll see you after the final episode of Power Rangers Zeo. Good as gold. That was this episode of the Power Rangers that we just watched.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
we're
was?
back. Yep, that's what it was called.
Is that what we were supposed to watch?
Yep.
Because the wiki or the IMDb says the last episode is called A Season to Remember. Oh, maybe it's like a recap.
Don't do that. Don't say we fucked up. We're not allowed to. A season to remember sounds like a recap to me.
That's a long.
It says the descriptive bit is the Rangers, together with their friend Raymond, help Ernie set up for a multicultural holiday banquet, and in the process learn how different cultures celebrate holidays.
That's a season to remember.
Yeah, that sounds like a season finale of
I
a
think
show.
I think it's just like a holiday. It's like a Thanksgiving episode.
Could you imagine if that's the episode we watched?
I'm imagining
Just
it
no predicts like
right now.
I do have a write-up, though. Ready?
yeah.
Jason, it's really long. I might not read all of it because it's really long.
Read it to me.
Jason, after fighting King Mondo's allies, finds out to his horror that he's losing his powers as well as his strength. Pursued by Rita, Lord Zed, and the Machine Empire, who are all greedy for his powers, he finds himself helpless against them. But when Zed and Rita get into a fight with Mondo, he's able to make a narrow escape, and he teleports to Angel Grove and collapses at the juice bar. The Rangers take Jason to the command center, and Zordon tells them that Jason will lose his powers and life if the Gold Ranger's powers are not transferred back to Trey's, which can only happen when the Earth, Aquitar, and Triforia are aligned just so. Alpha 5 gives the Rangers a map in which they can find the place for the power transfer. King Mondo furiously orders Cogs to prevent it. As the Power Rangers get to the place of the transfer, they are attacked by Cogs. That must be like their putties, Cogs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the machine putties.
Yeah, machine putties are called Cogs. They fight them and ship into action as Rocky comes just in time as the Gold Ranger's powers transfers back to Trace. So Rocky is the Blue Ranger.
And
Yeah.
he loves Emily.
Sure.
Of course.
Green
Green Ranger. No, he's green, right? No.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
No, because the Blue Ranger's the one that teleported in, like just in time.
Yeah, Billy.
But that wasn't Billy.
That wasn't Billy?
It wasn't Billy when we watched the Zord episode,
But was it? Well,
but
there's-
it sounded like Billy's voice.
did sound like Billy. Trey helps, but when King Mondo arrives supersized with allies, the Rangers are forced to grow to giant size too by Trey's magical powers. Meanwhile, Zed and Rita decide to try to trick Mondo or set him up. They go to the scene, watch for the fray from a safe distance. They were like drinking drinks under like a parasol and stuff. And have plans for both enemies no matter who wins. In the end, the Rangers win, but King Mondo's allies and he are not destroyed. Instead, they retreat to Zed and Rita's delight. On the moon, King Mondo quickly confronts them for not assisting him in the Rangers. Zed and Rita pretend they have given up and offer a gift to the Machine Empire as a peace offering. They quickly leave in their base. Their base, quote unquote, is a RV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the Winnebago from Spaceballs.
Which Prince Sprocket opens the present, and there's an explosion. While driving away laughing, Zed proudly proclaims, "We're back!" and King Mondo swears revenge against him and Rita. In the final scene, you see Jason leaving with his girlfriend, and then Tommy holds Kat's hand as they walk alone together, and they begin dating.
Wow.
It says, and they begin dating.
And that's how you date.
Just wow.
And they begin dating.
He just grabs her hand, and then they still frame, and that's how they started. I think he comes off a little rapey.
We're dating now.
She put her hand out first.
In
They were
that
walking
freeze
side
frame,
by side.
in that freeze frame, she kind of gives him a look like, "Wait, what the hell's going on?"
Oh, you think she gave him a bad look?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she gave him like a, finally, look.
Yeah, well, that's...
Because really, who wouldn't want to date Tommy? At least at this point in time. 11-year-old me wanted to date Tommy.
Third
And I wasn't even watching
third
Power
go
Rangers.
around of Power Rangers, Tommy.
Hey, whatever.
That's like
He's still in
just
his
the
youth.
beginnings of washed
Tommy also
up
has
Tommy.
an unexplained cut on his face.
Oh, you mean his dope ass like Nelly Band-Aid he's been rocking?
It's like a really slim like Band-Aid that he's wearing just under his eye.
If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about,
Nelly Band-Aid.
watch Nelly's Southern Grammar. What is it? Southern
Southern
Grammar?
grammar.
Is it Southern Grammar?
No.
What is it called?
Country grammar.
Country Grammar. Watch Nelly's Country Grammar music video, and I'm pretty sure he's
Or
wearing
any of his music videos.
Yeah, Nelly just
before or since.
wears a Band-Aid on him. He got it from Tommy from Power Rangers, apparently.
That makes it cooler somehow.
No, he's dope, dude.
Oh, that's Jason.
But so we did something we haven't ever done before. We went back to an episode right before this one whose Netflix thumbnail was them in Zords, just because we didn't see the Zords at all, ever.
Yeah.
So we went and looked, and so let's talk about their Zords really quick, because that write up was very thorough.
Yeah.
So that was everything that happened in that episode.
Got it.
Their Zords were like a bird,
Okay.
which I would say was a phoenix.
Sure.
A sphinx. He even said like something
Sphinx punch.
Yeah, and then so the sphinx, it was like pulling like a turret, like a gun turret
Yeah.
that like one of the girls was in,
Yeah.
and then there was like
There was
ox.
two like turret things.
Yeah, the ox and the sphinx were just carrying turrets
Mm-hmm.
that the
was a
girls were
bull.
just in.
Yeah.
Bull, sure.
It was like Taurus.
Yeah, it was like Taurus.
It's like a Ford Taurus.
It's just a car.
It was a car.
I found a fandom like wiki thing, and which means to me, it can't really be trusted.
No, you can't.
But
you can't trust mega
To
fans.
your credit, so it says so the Zords and the Rangers themselves, they're just like they're like Ranger 1, Ranger 2, and it's like Zeo Zord 1 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5, right?
Yep, that was weird. Like
There's
Ranger
5 Rangers.
Yeah, 5 Rangers,
Always?
and then there was a gold Ranger. In
At
this
some
one.
points there's 6, but this time there's only 5.
Okay.
Well, the 6th one's
Oh
always
right,
special.
when Tommy came in.
The 6th one's
he
always a
was sixth.
special Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Green Ranger and he has like different. His powers come from a different spot, and like the White Ranger's powers came from a different spot, and this
Sure,
Gold
some
Ranger
Gold Rangers.
that the classic Power Ranger Jason
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Classic
and so this was like Gold Ranger was this like hunky triplets from like some alien
It was like a-
planet
it was like a-
potentially, but they're like humans.
It was like a planet of threes. It was called. The guy's name was Trey's.
They were like
then-
Italian hunky dark dudes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tall, dark, and
they were good
hunky.
looking. They were all three
triplets.
good looking triplets, or just one dude in a green screen.
So anyway, it says like this thing says that they're based on mythical beings. Zeozord, like the big like things they were pulling in the random episode that we watched a little bit of, where we just fast forward to Zords. It says it's based on the Moai. I don't know. It's the Easter Island like statues. If you know those
no.
guys, was the pink one, and then one of them was based on a thing called a Dogu, which was like a prehistoric Japanese like little statue, little humanoid, weird looking statue things, like a mythical creature. And then it was like Sphinx and Taurus the bull, which is a constellation.
Mm-hmm. Was a bird a phoenix?
And then it says Phoenix.
Yeah.
The fandom says a Phoenix. There are no.
I mean,
they don't cite their sources.
I thought-
they can't.
I was fighting Phoenix obviously from the get go because I wanted him to be mythical, but in the last episode there were no Zords, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So super duper.
So yeah, like once again, another first and last of this where we don't really get to see the extent of their powers.
At least they fought though.
Yeah, they did morph, and they grew big.
The show is not made with us in mind. Yeah, they instead they're just person. Their human form just grew huge.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
Trey's uses like third world magic or whatever it is, and like made him big because he's from because he's from a planet of threes. Third world magic.
Wow. Like
kinda
literally 3 and from a different world.
Yeah. It's
Cool.
great. So yeah, they don't do that. It's baffling to me how they are not in the beginning and the end. Like
Yeah.
I mean, the two-parter makes sense because it was a two-parter. So maybe at the end it was backloaded.
Yeah.
And the season premiere was like
Sure.
dope as shit that second time.
Yeah.
But like, how is the finale of a season? I mean, let's be
Not
honest.
just like a big
Power
big
Rangers
fight.
Turbo was probably on the next fucking day.
Okay.
Like
Right.
what day? November 23rd, 1996. I'm gonna look up when Power Rangers Turbo started.
Uh-huh.
But like, how are they not having giant fights? Like
Yeah.
at the end of this, I'm
Yeah.
making a lot of noise with.
Hey,
this
while
thing
you
right
look
now.
that up,
Yeah.
how old do you think Tommy, which Tommy
32.
Tommy Oliver is his name in the show?
Yeah.
Did not ever know his last name.
Yeah, me neither.
That's a weird name. I got confused a little bit because his actual name is Jason David Frank. How old do you think he was in real life in this show?
32.
23.
He was 23 years old.
Hmm.
Exactly.
So is that why?
0.25.
So
That's
This also-
crazy to me. He looks 30 years old.
Power Rangers Turbo also went April to November, but in 1997.
Oh, okay, so
So
there's a few
take
months in
they
between.
take the winter off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got Christmas, you got family.
They do it straight summer. They're like, oh, the kids are about to get out of school. It started in April. They watch us throughout the summer.
Kids don't get out of school till like the second week of
They
June.
they hook them when the kids are already checking out, and then they keep them through the summer.
Yeah, because they got all that footage to get through. They can't just run it as a summer show.
yeah.
Yeah, they got a little too much. 45 episodes in Turbo when we get to that. At
Jesus.
some point.
They gotta fit in all the new toys. They got like 50 new toys.
Yeah, but they can't put them in the first and last episode.
So they gotta.
It's just ridiculous.
They literally 48 new toys.
I'm like legitimately interested in this show. Like it's not very good. I mean, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
There's a lot of lore.
just give me some fighting.
There is a lot going on if you're interested in that.
Yeah. I mean,
There's a lot to learn about.
I've always respected anything that, like, even if it's shitty storytelling
Mhm.
or anything, like if it has like lore building,
Yeah.
and it's building like this big universe, which
Yep.
this is definitely doing now.
Uh-huh.
Like there's a machine empire, and other bad guys. Things are coming now from other worlds,
Yeah.
specifically to like take over this.
Speaking of other worlds,
Love it.
we haven't talked about Bulk and Skull, and I feel like they're just in
Oh.
another world. Like,
Yeah, they
It
have
feels
a
just
whole
like
different thing
it's
going
clips from a
on.
completely different TV show. Like, was Bulk and Skull even in that script?
No, not at all.
Bulk
And they
and
had
Skull-
they had a whole side story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the first episode that we watched earlier, there's a side story where they find an old motorcycle, and like Bulk is upset about it, and that's it. And then in this last episode,
we didn't even
and
talk
there's
about
still
that.
cops.
yeah. In the last episode, they're still cops, but they're detectives now, and they get invited to run some case with some French inspector, and that's their bit, and it has nothing to do with the Power Rangers.
Inspector Gadget.
I don't
No,
know
I
his
don't know what
name.
his name was.
But it was, yeah, completely unrelated, and I was just like, is this gonna tie in somehow? But it didn't. Like, what is this? I understand it's like comedic relief, but like it's just a separate plot line, a separate show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know why they just like fed it in. I mean,
There was probably a whole other crew.
if you
There
were
was the
9,
second
do you
crew.
think is this funny to you?
I think if you've been watching it for 4 years,
From
and
when you
need
were
to-
from when you were
need to-
5?
You got 5 more minutes to fill in the episode.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
you
God.
got
Yeah, because they don't fill enough time in by saying Zeo 1 crystal activate, Zeo 2 crystal activate,
Yeah.
Zeo 3
well,
crystal activate.
they can't put the Zords in the first and last episode.
I bet
so
half
they
the
gotta
people-
fill that time.
Half the people listening to this podcast turned it off after I got to 2. Like, and it's impressive that like they do that. They all morph every single time.
Mm-hmm.
They all activate their Zords every single time. They
Mhm.
all like when they have to combine them all, they take all of that time. It's like that's a good couple minutes an episode, like all of that together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only a 20-minute episode. So it's like when you're about to write, I mean, like one page of dialogue doesn't really go that far, really. So, I mean, it's a lot of writing, but when you're putting in like, okay, we have to write like what, 15 minutes of real show. There's 3 minutes of like morphing and getting Zords and doing all this.
Mhm.
And then the other team, because I'm sure it's just there's like two dudes that are the Bulk and Skull team.
Yeah.
Just write Bulk and Skull shit because they never interact with
The,
the
the
Power
actors
Rangers.
playing
What
Bulk
a
and
great
Skull are actually
job.
the writer and director, and they're just
Of
making it
Bulk
up
and
as they
Skull.
go.
They've never even met the people on the Power Rangers, 'cause they don't even interact with them
They
anymore.
got together for a week and filmed, 40 minutes of Bulk and Skull footage, and then they're just like, just cut it up and put it in the episodes.
We have a whole season of Bulk and Skull hijinks. Just cut it up as you want. Like, cut out the middle if you need to, but finish our storylines.
Yeah.
At the end of Zeo, we need to become French detectives. That's what has to happen.
Oh man, it's so weird.
It is interesting. I'd like to see it because they're definitely going to be in Turbo, right?
Bulk and Skull.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they
I'm gonna-
set it up.
they started a new timeline for him, like a new thing,
I'm gonna look up a
They're
YouTube
like,
video.
We're quitting. We're going to Paris
like a Bulk and
with
Skull.
some
Like,
weird, sketchy dude. He told him
Yeah.
he's.
are they going to
from
Paris? Is that what they were doing?
Yeah,
That's
they're
what he
gonna
said.
Oh
go
man, so they're never going to see him
investigate the case in
'Cause the-
Paris.
because the Power Rangers don't leave Angel Grove.
They don't.
Because for some reason,
Everything centers around Angel Grove.
Yeah, go fight something
I
else.
think Tommy's got to be like a serial killer, right?
Oh my god!
Like, can I just quick read his ranks?
What does that mean?
So he's an actor, obviously,
Yes,
and I think pretty much mostly just in these
I
shows.
think. I think I've seen him act. I'm not
Yeah.
100%
I mean,
sure.
It's
Again, he's taking it very seriously.
Right, right.
He's really trying in
But
this show.
he's also a professional mixed martial artist.
Well,
yeah.
He's a heavyweight.
I mean, so he does his own stunts. He's like the Jackie Chan of Power Rangers.
his Wikipedia lists a team, and it's Silverback MMA,
Okay.
which is interesting. But his ranks on Wikipedia says 8th Dan black belt in Shotokan karate, black belt in Wado Ryu karate, black belt in Taekwondo, black belt in judo, purple belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, a Jern degree in Muay Thai.
Who do you think's more decorated, Tommy from the Power Rangers, or Steven Seagal?
Does Steven Seagal actually like fight or?
Yeah, I mean,
I think he was
he
like
a
an
legit
actual.
martial
I think he
artist?
was an actual martial artist.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like,
you think Tommy's not an actual martial artist?
No, he clearly is from reading this stuff.
Who
but,
would win in a fight, Tommy or Steven Seagal?
Fuck, I would take like
Steven Seagal's pretty old, man.
I'm saying both in their heyday.
both. I'd take.
We're celebrity death matching this, both in their heyday.
Yeah, I would take Tommy over two Steven Seagals. Like, what are we talking about?
Two Steven
Dang.
Seagals?
Okay, I'm gonna look up his record.
Do you know
Okay.
the one thing I do know about Steven Seagal is he's actually a cop. He's been like a cop for like 50 years.
Okay.
He's
So,
like
where?
You know,
like,
I don't know. You can be like deputized and like be like part of the cop force wherever you live. Essentially, Steven Seagal's a cop.
As long as you've got a ponytail and a bad attitude.
I mean,
like,
a cop doesn't mean you can beat
If
the hell out
you're-
of Tommy, but I'm just saying.
I remember because I knew that what's his name, Jason David Frank was a at least semi legit martial artist, because I remember that when CM Punk was training to fight MMA, that there was rumors like, or I think like Jason himself was like trying to put himself in the picture, like, hey, like Green Ranger versus CM Punk, let's do this.
Oh my god, I would have put money in for that,
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
especially if he would have wore like some sort of like spandex that, like
Just go
just
full
Green
out
Ranger
Green
shorts
Ranger.
or something like that.
Like he comes out riding a giant dragon Zord.
Yep,
Oh
in.
man.
I'm into that for sure.
so, Skull is a martial artist,
Uh-huh.
and he was like an Aikido trainer. Like, he lived in Japan
That's badass.
and was an instructor.
Yeah.
And then he like moved to LA and was an instructor, and they're like we didn't do that.
Okay, so
Martial art
he's
here.
also a legit dude.
So he also seems pretty legit.
Let's
He's
get-
also apparently been accused of crimes including sexual harassment, sexual assault, and illegal trafficking of females for sex.
Oh god.
So glad we brought him into the mix.
Well, we didn't have to. God damn it, Jimmy. I'm Team Tommy still. Anyway,
Yeah.
especially now. Let's not look up what Tommy's done.
What
to
about
women.
Chuck Norris? Who wins?
Heyday Chuck Norris?
Yeah,
And Heyday Tommy?
yeah.
Because Tommy's already beaten.
Because
we
like
have
Chuck
a
Norris is
bracket.
like a kickboxer, right? Was that his deal?
Yeah, we have a bracket now, and Tommy's already beaten. Well, does Chuck Norris have to fight at least like Jean-Claude Van Damme first?
Oh
like, to
man,
get
that'd
there?
be really interesting. Because he muscles from Brussels, man.
Why don't we maybe? Let's take.
He's got a TV show now.
Maybe
I
we
think.
should start taking. Maybe we should throw out a poll and say like who would win, Tommy, Steven Seagal,
do a
and
Twitter
when
poll.
when we
We'll
get
do
that
an
in,
intricate bracket
we
system.
can do a bracket.
Peak Tommy versus peak Steven Seagal.
Yeah, let's start with there. Let's start there. We'll do a Twitter.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So when this comes out, we'll throw a Twitter out. Right.
Not like sex trafficking Seagal, but like martial arts instructor Seagal.
yeah, like good guy martial arts Seagal.
Also, Tommy's way crazy tatted now and has like the Tony Stark like goatee.
Gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Robert Downey
Of
as
course he does.
Iron Man.
Hey, let's
Yeah.
get into predictions.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. I started last time, so I can roll again. I said that Lord Zed is gone, but he was very much there. And him and the entire like
Everybody.
classic bad guy crew, they're all still there, which is crazy. There's just so many puppets you got to
Dude,
deal with.
saving. Yeah, but here's the deal. You don't need to make new ones.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I said the entire episode is in space, which was false.
Was like any of it. Well, I mean, they were in the moon a little bit.
A little bit, but barely. I said that Bulk and Skull help with the adventure, but they did not at all. They're doing their own thing. Like Earth is under attack, and they're like, "Let's be detectives."
I mean, I'm pretty confident we know that Bulk and Skull have met Tommy and Jason, so they know the Power
they
Rangers.
went to high school together.
But
Yeah.
besides that, like
Yeah.
I don't think they know some of the other Power Rangers. There's
Yeah,
no.
if they actually met up, they'd be like, "Wait, who's this guy?"
Yeah, all
Like,
the new
who's this?
ones. You know.
What happened to Kimberly?
Where's Trini?
Oh no.
Yeah.
My last one is that
She did.
Tomcat are a couple, which right at the end,
I'm giving it to you.
couple
Wow.
on.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I mean,
So-
without even without the description that said, and then they start dating. Even without that,
Uh-huh.
How
I
many,
thought they were
how many
dating.
points is that?
I think it's 2.
What?
You got 2?
No, just one.
Wait.
Entire episode in space.
Oh
Lord
yeah.
Zed's gone.
Yeah,
and-
just one.
Yeah.
Trying to give you more than you were worth. All right, I got Battle of the Baddies. The good guys team up with some of the baddies to help fight the other baddies, and that didn't really happen.
Nah.
No, team up.
Some baddies try to pit them against each other, but there was no teamwork.
It was the whole thing was weird because like people fought people, but then at the end, they literally just give the Rita baddies give them a crappy bomb in a
Yeah.
gift and drive
Just
away.
blew
and they
up a child.
Blow 'em up.
That was a child, right? That they handed the
A
present to.
it was a
Yeah,
robot
it was a
child,
robot child,
you
but it
know.
was still a child.
Little
yeah.
child, yeah.
Um,
Which
toddler.
means
it was Prince Sprocket, by the way. That was his
Prince
name.
Sprocket. He's
He
royalty.
could be like a teen.
So that
The robots grow up. Are they like?
These
Are they, like-
things, these beings have existed for like a millennium. They're not actually. I mean, I guess who's to say?
We're back to the Transformers like talk of whether or not who made them, who's their
Yeah,
creator.
it could be like the opposite of dog years, where like 500 years is still like really
Still a
young,
kid.
and so
I get
they
it.
blew up a young child still.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
I was gonna say because that predict didn't come true, the Battle of the Baddies. That means I get to write my Tommy and Zed
Oh yeah.
fanfic.
Yes.
Can't wait for that. Wait for Joe's fanfic. Give us at least a page within a week. Joe.
Okay. All right. I'll have it ready.
Okay. I have Zed is dead.
No.
Baby, Zed is dead. Nope.
It's alive.
Zed lives.
But I was right when I stole Joe's and I said Return of Classic Ranger.
Yeah.
Jason was there.
Jason's back.
So that's one.
Can't believe that.
And then my last one was
He just had nothing better going on.
well, I mean,
He tested the
It's a
waters,
paycheck, you know?
see what other roles he can get. And then he
he
was
got nothing.
back a year later.
He was just at home getting super jacked.
you got a paycheck, you got to take it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So what was your last one?
Mythical Zords, which was not confirmed in this
We did
episode.
not see
no,
them.
so we didn't see them. We know they were, but that was because I forced us to watch an episode, like just the Zord part.
First and last in Zords.
I just needed to know.
We just can't go 4 episodes of Rangers without any morphing
needed-
Zord action.
and Zords.
We just needed to see them run around separately and then
It's
combine
upsetting.
together. That's all I needed.
Mhm.
But so I didn't get that. And And I don't know if watching those just in general, we would have really confirmed that they were mythical Zords, like the
No.
Easter Island stuff and whatever.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe they may have glazed over that. Glazed?
That's not really what I was
May have
going for anyway. I was going for
Touch that
unicorn,
in like a first episode.
phoenix, like the
Yeah.
Sphinx. Like that's not a mythical creature. That's like was the Sphinx ever supposed to be like?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was a
an
myth.
alive
Sense.
creature.
Egyptians were into
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was a myth of the Sphinx. Yeah.
All right, well,
crazy gods and stuff.
then I would have taken the point, but we didn't
A
get
quarter of a point for that then.
I'll take it.
All right, I had
So Joe gave me a quarter.
0.25.
I had their new horoscope suits. Couldn't really confirm. They're based on horoscopes or constellations or whatever. I said. Machine King is dead and gone. They blew him up and still somehow
He's
he's
still
alive.
Not even dead.
He's alive and he
outrageous.
swore vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
How were they still okay? Okay. Then I said Rita and Zed and gang have a cool new layer. I do not think the Winnebago counts. It's a cool new layer.
I mean, according to it was their base, but I would not say that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I think it was
It's
actually
awful.
supposed to make them look sad.
They're just vagabonds.
Yeah.
If you live in a van down by the river, it's not that's not your home. You're just a homeless person. Okay, number 4 is that Rangers have transformed into old people and are trying to
Forgot about
reverse time with
Oh,
some
boy.
sort of possible crystal.
It was a really good guess, Jimmy. It was a really good one.
I think I went 0 for 4.
Nice. And with none in the first thing, as a big old donut for you.
Did I get none in the first one?
Yeah, you got 0.
Yeah, because there's no we couldn't confirm that was a different Alpha 5. They still called him
yeah, I
Alpha
think so.
5.
I just called him Alpha.
He
said
totally blew up though. Come on.
He literally
He
said
had another robo body in the wings
Yeah,
down
robots
there.
can't die.
in
I
the
guess.
first one. He literally said, "It's like I'm still here."
It was
as if
such an easy one line yeah, it blew up, but down in this other command center we had hidden well under the earth that they spent 5 minutes finding in that first episode. He could have said I had this other, and my stream of consciousness was just it would have been so easy to just explain it that way.
I just want to point out that I won this episode with 2.25 points.
Cool. You win.
You had 2 points? I thought you had 1 point.
2.25.
Oh, because of the first.
I got 1 in the first, and I got 1.25 in the last. Because Joe gave me 0.25 points.
Camper of the week.
Wait, how'd you get to 0.25?
He just gave it to me for the mythical things.
Ugh.
He gave it to me.
Ugh.
You're outvoted 2 against 1.
Do you get a vote in that situation?
Yeah, I do. The
You
president
get
can
to
still vote
your
for
own
himself.
points.
Ugh.
I know. Ugh, is right. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
How can people tell us what we got wrong about Power Rangers on?
Find us on Twitter at FNL Podcast and on YouTube at First and Last Podcast. Just First and Last.
Yeah. Type that in.
You can also Gmail us directly at FNL Podcast at gmail.com.
Pretty much everything's F and L podcast. Do that.
Fandle Podcast.
Yeah, Fandle. Perfect. Did it. Nailed it.
That is correct.
Those
Cool.
should be our t-shirts that we make. Is it doesn't say First and Last, it just says Fandle.
No explanation.
And people are just like, what the hell is Fandle?
But would the L also be capitalized?
No.
Capitalized
It's
F?
all caps, so it's very
All
confusing.
caps. I hate it.
Love it.
Well, I hope everyone
love
enjoyed
it.
summer camp.
Yeah. Thanks for being at camp with us, everybody.
Yeah. Why do you gotta say it all weird?
I
Camp
didn't-
counselor weird.
There's got to be one of them, right?
Yeah,
I just picked that role.
that's you to a T.
It's just me.
It's the camp counselor at heart. You can take the kid out of the camp, but you can't take the camp out of the kid.
I'm glad you said you can't take the counselor out of the kid.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
That you're going.
See you next time for fall camp, autumn camp.
Space camp.
Ooh, you nerd.
All right, we're done, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not watching this show.
You know.
Oh yeah, we never did that, but
I'll
I'm not
watch
gonna
that
it.
like one where they explain the like powers and stuff.
Man, I'm really hoping that in the season premiere of Turbo they fight and throw Zords, and God, I just hope it's good.
Throw Zords.
Yeah, if they threw Zords,
It'd be crazy.
Yeah, how do you lift a Zord?
powers, Ranger powers.
Science fiction.
Science fiction. Hey, everybody, thank you for listening. We're rambling, so I'm going to say goodbye. See you guys next week on a regular old First and Last, not a summer camp
Yeah,
one.
it's gonna be super boring. See you then.
Yep. See you for a boring episode next week where we do something without Jimmy. Okay, bye.
Wah, wah.